We've seen some amazing things, but that, my friends, is something we've never seen.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Brandon wants advice.
Brandon Cruz wants advice. You have locked yourself into the playoffs.
Nice.
Got it.
Talk with old Brandon Cruz wants advice.
Completely speechless, to say the least.
Man, I am honestly so baffled by that decision. Brandon Cruz wants advice. It's Brandon wants advice.
Green flag in the air. Brandon Cruz wants advice to the front.
How are you guys doing, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? This is the Brandon Cruz Daily Fantasy Podcast, and we are talking about the Xfinity Series at New Hampshire. And first and foremost, New Hampshire and Onacop Speedway, which is just Pocono backwards. I don't know if that's how you would correctly pronounce Pocono backwards, Onacop, but that's just what I do, because I hate fucking Pocono. I had to do something to entertain myself, because that track fucking sucks. The only reason that track should still be on the schedule, even though it sucks, is because it's historic, it has history, it nearly got destroyed about 4 fucking times when it was first built. They had races canceled back in the day because IRL and kart series just didn't want to fucking race there, and they banned each other from racing, blah blah blah, a whole ordeal, and each turn is based on another track. That's how I look at it. New Hampshire is just a piece of shit racetrack. It's fucking boring. I don't know why the top series go there. It's only good for the modifieds and the lower divisions that run there yearly, and the road courses that they run there. I think they run like different. I think they run some Mazda Cup things and some Vandelleros and Legends and things of that nature. But this track fucking sucks. This is the most boring generic track ever. So let's try and get into it. Let's try and find things that make it more fun. And I gotta say, Adam Petty had the right idea. Adam Petty had the best decision there. He was like, this track fucking sucks. I'm driving into a wall. I don't want to fucking race this piece of shit racetrack. And so Adam Petty had the best decision ever. I'm having a lot of fucking trouble with this new Twitter, man. I hate this new fucking Twitter. This is going to be more of a fucking rant video, because I fucking hate goddamn New Hampshire. I'm going to go over the practice speeds. Let me get that out of the way first. So, practice 1, Christopher Bell, Cole Custer, Allgaier, Burton, Paul Menard, and Tyler Reddick, Brandon Jones, Ryan Truex, Austin Cindric, Justin Haley. Now, these guys, I mean, these are some pretty good fucking guys here. I'm sure you're going to get some deals. Haven't looked at the pricing on DraftKings yet, just because I'm kind of doing this. I go to work in 2.5 hours. Cup Series qualifying is on right now, but I'm not going to make a video on that right now because I go to work. I will make it when I come back from work, and it'll be up at around 2 a.m. Tonight, which will be Sunday morning. And you guys can go there. Also, NFL season is upon us. Thank Christ, dude. Fuck this piece of shit U.S. Open. Holy God. McElroy shit the bed. Wow. At least the first day. I don't know what the cut line is. I haven't looked at it yet. But guys that stand out to me, like Harrison Burton's only $9,000 on DraftKings. Paul Menard's is $98,000. These guys are people you could make work. Kaz Grala is finally making a comeback since his last race in May in the 21 car for Richard Childress Racing, and he is at $7,600. I like this a lot. Kaz Grala, Brandon Brown, 76, 74 together. Shane Lee in the number 28 car, who will probably start in the back. I like Shane Lee a lot this week too. Just looking at it right now, looking price wise and things of that nature. One guy who is very fucking interesting is C.J. McLaughlin. C.J. McLaughlin, I don't know how you pronounce his. I don't fucking know how you pronounce his word. His what is it? I don't know how you do it. Anyway, he is driving for RSR Racing. He is making his debut. Where is this one at? Where is it? He'll be in the number 30 in the number 93 car for RSS Racing in the number 93. And he's pretty fucking dirt cheap, man. He's $4,700, and in practice number 1, he popped out to me. I mean, he was 34th fastest practice 1. In practice 2, CJ was 37th fastest, but he's sponsored. He ran 27 laps in the second practice, and in the first practice, CJ ran 19 laps. I like CJ as a fantastic punt. I think he's not a start and park. So yeah, CJ McLaughlin. CJ McLaughlin, whatever. I like him as a punt. I know I'm all over the place. What are we? Right now we're 4.5 minutes into it. God, I just fucking hate Pocono I hate New Hampshire so much. I just want to get that out of the way. Going back to my Twitter, I use Twitter to find out who has sponsorships, who has other things. Like, what the fuck, man? Twitter done fucked my shit up, and I hate this new. I hate this goddamn new saying. Let's see. Chad Fitcham is not sponsored this weekend. That's someone who I normally like to go to when he is sponsored. Why am I using Twitter? Because Twitter is a good place to find out if people are sponsored. But people aren't posting jack shit this weekend, at least for MBM Motorsports. I mean, I'll probably check this tomorrow. I advise everyone to do that because everyone I'm looking up right now, they either don't have anything or they're not sponsored. But that's normally what I do. If you haven't seen practice, which is easier now because when they didn't used to fucking put practice on FS1, you'd have to literally go and find who was sponsored. You can just watch practice now and see who has a sponsored ride and things of that nature. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm sorry about that small little rant there. So looking at practice one, people who stand out to me that I like and that I pray that they qualify bad tomorrow: Kaz Grala, John Hunter Nemechek, Brandon Brown. Those are probably four guys that I really, really like right now. Shane Lee, for an underfunded team, for one who's just starting 23rd fastest overall time in practice one. Where was Shane Lee on practice two? Practice two. Where are you, you freaking Jew? No, just kidding. Just kidding. Wow, calm the fuck down, man. I like money too. I'm one of those guys. Shane Lee, 21st fastest in practice number 2, ran 26 laps there. Looking at lap averages, I don't think he ran on the lap averages in either one of the practice sessions today, and he did not. But I like Shane Lee too. Shane Lee's pretty cheap. I don't really see a reason why you need to use a whole shitload of punts. Like I said, McLaughlin is a guy who stands out to me. Joey Gaze will probably end up having sponsorships. Don't really know how. Chad and Timmy deserve sponsorships way more than him, but either way, that's there. Okay, so New Hampshire. Why have I not talked about the track and trends? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this track is boring because you just ride in line the whole fucking time, dude. It's so boring and repetitive. Leader, you cannot. Well, it's different in the Cup Series. It's going to be a bit harder to pass leader. At least today, or at least in the Xfinity Series, I expect whoever's fastest in qualifying is probably going to have the fastest car. They're probably going to get out, lead laps, keep pulling away from people. A lot of the people, other than like if someone big fucks up and qualifies bad, like like Briscoe or like Burton or Menard or Allgaier or Truex, one of those guys, if they fuck up and start like near the 20s, obviously pick them. If other than that, I don't think there's gonna be a whole lot of passing in here. You have to go for the Dominator. I ain't giving jack shit about pass differential or place differential. Ain't too concerned about that today because it is just New Hampshire. Man, you know how it's going to go. Who do I like right now? And everything is all done fucked up. And then they had that fucking engine failure on the goddamn track, and there was oil in final practice. So final practice is so fucking... It was so weird. Like, you can't even really take anything from it. Because it was wild. They lost like a quarter. What was it, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of fucking practice or something like that? I don't know. It's weird. Between Christopher Bell and Cole Custer, Christopher Bell is finally showing that he has the fastest car again. Right now, I think the top 3 drivers before qualifying: Bell, Custer, Allgaier. Who's the 4th best right now? Allgaier. And then probably Harrison Burton, actually. That's how I'd probably stack the top 5 right now. Burton, Custer, Allgaier, Harrison Burton. How am I getting that? Okay, well, practice 1, Christopher Bell, Custer, Allgaier, Burton were top 4. But in then final practice top speed, Justin Haley was first. But then you got Bell, Custer, Truex, Allgaier, and Burton. So at least those core four are still showing up at the top of the speed chart. It's going to be a Christopher Bell, Cole Custer type of day. I think whoever qualifies first is who I'm going to go with, but obviously that can change. Last week, for example, I liked Keselowski at Kansas or Kentucky, wherever the fuck they were last week. But I made 2 lineups. Made one with Keselowski, made one with Kyle Busch. I never said in the video I liked Kyle Busch a whole lot. I used him more as just like, I needed 2 lineups. I threw Kyle in one of them, and Busch ended up finishing second to his brother, and I fucking cashed. I cashed in both lineups, but the better lineup was with Kyle Busch, and I ran literally the exact same lineup, just swapped Kyle and Keselowski in it. So I'm saying that right now. I like Christopher Bell. That, like I said, that can easily change. What are we, 10 minutes into this? Like, guys, it's fucking New Hampshire. What do you expect, dude? This track sucks. Like, if you listen to my stuff, you know how I go through the stats and all that. This track's gonna fucking suck tomorrow. It's a terrible race. Pick whoever you think's gonna dominate. Probably gonna be the pole sitter. You got to pick someone probably around $9,000. At least 2, maybe between one. Well, probably one $9,000, one $8,000 driver. Drop to 2 $7,000 drivers. So for right now, I think my lineup's probably going to end up looking like Christopher Bell, Harrison Burton, Kaz Grala, Brandon Brown. If Shane Lee fucks up and doesn't qualify well, probably Shane Lee into that category. And probably one other guy either at $7,000, even like either though like Ryan Siege, or like, say if I go with McLaughlin, I would put McLaughlin in, take Lee out, then I got $10,100 left, and then I probably end up going with like Allgaier, or who was the other guy I liked? Probably going to go with Allgaier. That's not a bad lineup right now. I have no salary left, but I think that's how it's going to go tomorrow. So I got Christopher Bell, Harrison Burton, Kaz Grala, Brandon Brown, Justin Allgaier, McLaughlin. No remaining salary. Used all $50,000. Like, that's how the lineup is going to end up being made. Like, straight up. This place is a fucking snore fest. Don't expect any yellows whatsoever unless someone smacks the fucking wall into 1 or 4. And we're going to have like 30 cars running at the end of the race. Probably 9 cars left on the lead lap. It's going to be a fucking lap turner, dude. It's going to be a lap turner. Just find people you think are going to stay on the lead lap and roll with those guys, man. This is not a week to get cute. It's going to go green. If you go cute and it stays green and you pick the wrong driver, you're not making any money. That's my Xfinity Series video. Have you guys not watched fucking New Hampshire? Dude, this track sucks, man. It's so boring. I'll be at work. No, I won't be at work tomorrow. I'm not going to watch this race either way. No, that's a lie. I'm off. I'm going to sit down and watch the fucking Xfinity New Hampshire race. And then at the end, I'm going to be like, wow, that was a boring sack of shit race. But that's how it's going to go, guys. Straight up. That's how your lineup's going to be made. I guarantee you that's going to be a lineup tomorrow. Whether you heard it from here or someone else plays it, that's how it's going to go. But it's going to be with Christopher Bell, Custer, Allgaier. Whoever starts on the pole between those 3 is probably who I'm going to go with. I'll probably throw another one of those guys in if he starts like 5th or 6th or something. And then just stack guys starting inside the top 20 or top 25. Maybe one punt in the 30s. Unless there's just something too good to be true. Like last week, I forgot who it was. It was like, I think it was like Vinnie Miller starting last. I don't really remember. And then also, side story, we got Carl Long in the number 13 this week, starting for his in the Motorsports Business Management. If you guys aren't familiar with Carl Long, he owns Carl Long Motorsports, the number 66 in the Cup Series, and he's basically the owner of MBM, the stable that brings Timmy Hill, Chad Fitchum, Joey Gaze, and all those guys out. He's driving number 13. It has crashclaims.com or whatever the fuck they usually have on there. And they have parked that car when it has had more on there. I don't know if Carl Long is going to start in park only because he likes racing. Like, I can't recall him starting in park in a whole lot. Even the Cup Series, when he was like 15 laps down, he'll still run out there. And why do I say that? Well, because he was banned from NASCAR for like fucking 10 years. You know? If you guys don't know about that, he ran the Coca-Cola 600, I think it was like in 2008, 2009, something along those lines. No, it had to be 2006, 2007, maybe 2008. Either way, I think it was 2008 because last year was his first year back. He ran the Coca-Cola 600 in that, and he didn't even finish on the lead lap or something. And he had bought an engine, I think, from either Ray Evernham or Chimp Ganassi, one of those two. And something was not correct in the motor when NASCAR measured it. I think it was either like, I don't know, the fucking cylinder or something was illegal. The motor failed, and I think it was like a $500,000 fine or something for that, because it was like a very stupid, severe, like, if any had, like, if Hendrick was running that, they would have been like 15 seconds ahead or something. And he was just a small underfunded team, so he couldn't pay that $500,000. And they were like, all right, well, sucks to be you. Until you pay that fine, you can't race in NASCAR. And so he just stuck it out for 10 years, and I think he either asked it to be appealed or did something. Anyway, so that's why he's back racing. So coming back to that, Carl Long in the 13 car, don't know if he's going to start in park. Really don't know if he's going to start in park. If he does, he does. If he dies, he dies. You know, I love Rocky IV. I don't know if Carl Long starts in parks based on his practice time. Carl Long didn't run a lap in the first practice, or I think he ran one and then put it in the pits, and then Carl Long ran 14 laps in the second practice. And he was 26. He was 27th fastest. Wow. I'll have to see what they're saying online. What the deal is there. Carl Long and McLaughlin may be maybe two good punts, maybe two good under-owned punts, or if they just start. I don't think McLaughlin's going to start in park, but Carl Long starting parks. Lineup's kind of killed on arrival. If not, they can be very good. Yeah, you know, that's all I got to say. I hate New Hampshire, man. I hate this piece of shit. This and fucking, where do I go next? Pocono? Yeah. Fuck me, man. These next 2 weeks are going to be rough. Thank God for football. Guys, my football rankings come out this week. Starting, it'll probably be on Monday, Tuesday, one of those days, whenever I'm off and able to upload. But I'll probably post at least 2 to 3 videos next week. It'll either be quarterback, wide receiver, running back, or whatever the fucking top 3 on the poll is. Those will be the first 3 out on my Twitter, and then I'll just fucking put out the 4th one. And, like, man, dude, running backs, that's my favorite position in football. I can't believe people are wanting to know more about my quarterback rankings and things of that nature. Quarterbacks can do whatever the fuck they want. Mahomes is top. Luck is top. Like, guys, it's the same guys on top. You know, the running backs, that's where you are. That's where you are winning and losing your leagues at. So, guys, check it out this weekend. Follow me on Twitter. I got a Patreon in the description. I've had it out for like 6 months. No one has donated. Please support me on Patreon. Guys, have a great day. I know this was a fucking rant. Not really a video, but, man, fuck me. This track blows. I hate the Xfinity Series here. Hate the Cup Series here. Oh, man. At least I'll have more information to talk about tomorrow for the Cup Series. This track sucks. Fuck this track. Best of luck, guys.